Welcome back to Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition. As you can see, I did decide, at least for now, to change my bonus power over to Lash, at least for a little while. We'll see if I
There is
stick
new
with it.
information on the private messages terminal.
Correspondence from Classified Alliance Project staff. Dr. Locke, I was working on that problem you sent me last night, and I think I found a solution for synchronizing the Crucible's energy bursts. Punch the attached capacitor redesign into your projections. It should shave 3.6 milliseconds off the Mass Effect field's activation time. You can see where that leads. If you approve, I'll send the schematics to manufacturing. We'd need roughly 250,000 by tomorrow morning for testing. Whew. Dr. Cole. 250,000. Just...
Another time, maybe.
Just double checking that nobody has anything new to say. I'm guessing they don't, but never hurts to check. Oh, hey.
Hey, Shepard. Hey, Shepard.
300 years it took to take back the Quarian homeworld. I sure as hell hope it doesn't take that long for us.
Indeed.
I'm ready to see Earth again, Shepard. Hey.
We're down here. Did I ever... Okay, I did. Couldn't remember if I'd updated my... frozen cut materials, plating with microcomputers feeding into main armor telemetry systems for power recharge speed. Realistically, my power recharge speeds are probably already fast enough that I don't really need to worry about that stuff, but...
Commander.
Okay, toughest mission.
Oh.
Horizon.
No fair, I hadn't joined up with you yet.
Fine, the Dead Reaper then.
Really? The husks just ran up to us.
Have you ever noticed that I carry a sniper rifle? You're the one who likes things at short range.
And you prefer to keep everything at a distance.
Exactly. Wait, what?
Creepiest thing we fought.
The Thorian. But wait, what did you mean?
I didn't mean anything. I'm going with the Rachni.
The Queen? But we didn't fight her either time.
No, the little ones. They look like spiders and they scuttle right toward you.
I thought you liked it when things got up close and personal.
I guess it depends on who it is.
Flirt. Cute flirt.
Hey,
Commander. Commander.
All propulsion systems are running optimal.
Alright, so it's a good thing I did check just to see if there were any conversations, because I would have missed both James and the Garrus Tally.
Commander.
Actually. Before I go on an actual mission... Hey, there's the chess set. There's the chessboard that Arya sent me. Petrovsky's chessboard. Still kinda wish I'd shot the guy. Anyway. Enough of DLC for now. There's still one more DLC thing to do. Dr. Bryson. This was Leviathan DLC. So I still got that to do. Um, and then beyond that, so yeah. This is another three-part, sort of. A little more complicated than that, but yeah, basically another three-part mission, effectively. Um, though unlike with Omega or Citadel, you do actually get a chance to, between each mission, you can just sort of like after you do one part, you can return back to Normandy, and you can do other stuff at that point. So I got that. I got that. And I got that. So I am getting pretty close to the end of the game. Nimbus cluster. All right. Actually, give me a second here. Alright, so since I've decided to remove my my bonus ammo power, I decided as well that I would... Oh, hey, back to 1,000 fuel. Also, reassign Liara's points. I'm going to give her... Going to give her squad warp ammo, just so that I can get the benefits of it. None of these planets have been visited, so I'll read each. A rock planet exploited for minerals by robo-miners, Pania was named for an ancient mythological Asari hero. Her music was so stirring, the goddess Athame granted Pania anything her heart desired. Differing legends reflect the variety of hero cults at the time. In some stories, she became the first ruler of Armali, while others claim Pania took to the stars with Athame herself. The robo-miners' orbital stations here have been destroyed. A number of life pods can be detected, but most are in the red, indicating that their oxygen ran out long ago. Vast swaths of Ithrone's surface are covered in thick ash, spewed into the air by chains of volcanoes across the planet. Beneath this layer of soot, Ithrone has an iron core and significant levels of cobalt in its crust. As with Pania, Lemnia had mining facilities in orbit, remotely controlling machines on the planet's surface to recover Lemnia's highly valued transuranic elements. Unfortunately, the miners made no secret of their presence, and to find all traces of them and wipe them out, all the Reapers needed to do was access the extranet. If the Reapers have access to the extranet, then it's no wonder they want to wipe everybody out. Okay, nothing in this system. Vilius is a hydrogen-methane ice giant drifting out in the frozen depths. Its orbit hosts ring of rock and ice, as well as many moons, all drawn from what would otherwise be a secondary asteroid belt similar to Sol's Kuiper belt. Vilius is named for a trickster figure in Asari mythology, a crafty animal called a Manal that seduced Asari maidens who then gave birth to hideously deformed offspring. In the tales, Vilius is caught and punished, but they serve as a warning to young Asari not to initiate a bond with anyone they cannot trust. That's really interesting. Lemidus is a desertified rock planet with a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and monoxide. The surface has water ice as well as occasional liquid water near volcanic areas. The planet has an abundant supply of zeolites, which the Asari use for water purification, as an ingredient in detergent, and as a shielding material for disposal of radioactive waste. A small colony still maintains the mining equipment. Despite centuries of colonization, the Asari had developed Lymetis at a modest pace. The planet shows no signs of resource exhaustion. Makes sense, the Asari are patient. Colony founded 430 BCE, population of 12,550. Capital, Irira. Medokos is a medium-sized gas giant. Although its mass exceeds that of Jupiter, the planet is somewhat denser and thus smaller. A large number of moons, planetesimals, and other detritus orbits Medokos, as its gravitational pull has cleared the neighborhood of material that might otherwise form an asteroid belt. A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Shastesia is a twin to its more massive neighbor Medokos in more than one sense. The two are named for a semi-mythological pair of twins from Asari antiquity who ruled neighboring city-states and had a lifelong dialogue about the best form of government. As the legend goes, Shastesia died before her vision of a democratic republic could be realized. Her sister, Medokos, then took up the cause, sacrificing personal power so that all free landowners in her city would have a voice. Although historians doubt that the changes were entirely altruistic, pointing to uprisings that demanded representation, the development was a step towards modern Asari government. Oops.
An unremarkable world located far from regularly traveled trade routes, Lessus is inhabited only by a small Asari colony. The main feature is a monastery that houses a large population of Asari with active or latent Ardat-Yakshi genes, a disorder that causes the death of anyone who mates with the afflicted Asari. Although some of the colonists exiled themselves voluntarily, many were sent to Lessus by their families to protect society from their deadly potential. The monastery emphasizes individual sacrifice for the good of the community. Latent Ardat-Yakshi, as well as active sufferers who show that they can control their condition, may be offered a chance to reintegrate into Asari society after spending sufficient time on Lessus. Active Ardat-Yakshi whose psychological profiles show capacity for neither empathy nor re-education are confined to the monastery for life.
Lessus is an unpopular garden world, with characteristics just outside of the comfort zone of its Asari population. Its gravity is a little too high, its disease is a little too virulent, and the soil inhospitable for growing food. Further information is difficult to come by. The Asari government is uncharacteristically silent about Lessus. Normally, a garden world settled so long ago would be highly populated, but little light pollution can be seen on Lessus' night side. Founded 473 BCE, population unknown, capital, Maria. So, Liara, obvious. You kind of got to bring Liara along. And Caden's actually a pretty good choice here. His biotics and overload, because spoiler, but trying to decide between these two things. that one. All right. Six seconds at they're frozen for. So return to speed right now. 9 seconds. That. And give me a moment here. Alright, I have no idea if that was how I don't know, I have no idea how I had the splinter points before, but I think I've got it more or less similar. Vulnerability for stasis. Expanded singularity. Warp detonation. Alright, let's do this.
Dig up any information on the mission, Liara?
I did, and I now understand why High Command wanted to hide it. We're headed to an Ardat-Yakshi monastery.
Ardat-Yakshi? Like Morinth?
Morinth chose to be a killer. These Ardat-Yakshi isolated themselves to avoid that. But it doesn't mean they're harmless. Their urge to feed can be powerful. That's why High Command sent in commandos to investigate the monastery's distress signal.
Magnified biotics, eh? Great. What's our strategy?
If there was a chance the Ardat-Yakshi could break loose, the commandos were to purge the monastery.
Oof.
Purge? You mean destroy?
They would have brought heavy explosives with them, yes.
Well, that sounds fun.
Morinth was dangerous, but are the Ardat-Yakshi this big of a threat?
Morinth was just hitting her stride. Ardat-Yakshi who kill leave behind astronomical body counts. It's why they can never be free, and why they're such a great source of shame to the Asari. That's why High Command won't rest until this place is destroyed. They'd never risk a single Ardat-Yakshi getting loose.
Sounds fun.
Don't assume anything. Maybe the Ardat-Yakshi sent out the distress call. If the Asari want us to destroy this place, I need to know what happened.
Agreed. Once we give a report to High Command, they'll stop wasting lives here.
There's heat coming off that shuttle. Someone just used it.
Ardat-Yakshi, demon of the night winds, are Asari suffering from a genetic disorder preventing conventional melding of nervous systems during mating. Instead, Ardat-Yakshi electrochemically ravage their partners' nervous systems, in extreme cases leaving victims as vegetative invalids or corpses. Asari psychologists regard this incapacity for mental fusion as preventing the development of empathy, leading to psychopathy. There is no known cure. The disorder generally begins in infancy, reaching full pathology during maiden adolescent sexual development. While seductive and sexually driven as other Asari, Ardat-Yakshi are congenitally sterile. Ancient Asari mythology held Ardat-Yakshi as gods of destruction, depicting them as villains of countless legends, and as the anti-heroes of numerous Asari epics. Contrary to popular belief, Ardat-Yakshi are neither extremely rare, around 1% of Asari dwell on the AY spectrum, nor are they all murderers. Most cultivate and discard countless exploitative or abusive relationships during their legally marginal lives. Despite rumors of Ardat-Yakshi syndicates, by nature Ardat-Yakshi are incapable of long-term cooperation. As a disproportionately wealthy species, Asari employ their economic reach and media ownership to hide the AY pathology from the galactic community, placing most Ardat-Yakshi in monitored work programs or seclusion. Only the most aggressive cases are sentenced to sanitaria and prisons, or to the execution list of justicars.
Got it. On it.
So yeah, there's somebody else here. Somebody else came in just in a car. That's, interesting. Lovely planet. I mean, grim. But, I don't know. There is definitely a desolate beauty to the place.
Elevator disabled. To prevent entry or escape, I wonder.
Oh goody. Creepy noises.
Listen. There's a lot more than one.
Yeah, there's a lovely sound. A reminder, students are not allowed to visit each other's quarters or to meet in rooms unsupervised by staff. Students are also forbidden from extranet communication without approval by senior staff members. There are no exceptions to these rules. First offenders will have their free time revoked for a month. Further violations will be met with confinement. Our monastery is our shelter. For it to remain that way, we must make sacrifices. If we do this, I have faith we can continue to enjoy the order and peace this place has given us. Sounds like a lovely place.
What was that?
Stay sharp.
To our staff and students, attached is our new daily schedule. Please note that wake-up time has been moved forward 15 minutes. Floor wardens can download chore lists later this week. Please see Matriarch Galley or myself if you have any questions or concerns. Sincerely, Superintendent Jethro. Wake up, 5:30 to 5:45. Breakfast, 5:45 to 6:15. Morning meditation, 6:15 to 8. Study period, 8 to 10. Chores, 10 to noon. Midday meal, 12 to 12:45. Classes, 12:45 to 5. Study period, 5 to 6. Supper, 6 to 7. Evening meditation, 7 to 8. Free period, 8 to 10. Curfew, 10 p.m. Pretty full day.
I heard something.
I, tripped. Sorry.
Damn it, Caden. Galley's electronic signature.
Delay. You won't believe what Yan has managed to smuggle in. A copy of Vanya. Meet us after supper in the library. Bring some study work. Reel is floor warden tonight, so act natural. We'll be by the East Video Banks. This is gonna be so great. See you there. Oh, and delete this once you listen to it. Not like last time.
Oops. Wasn't deleted. But obviously they've got bigger concerns. Oh. How did I miss these cannibals earlier?
This was the Commando's captain. It seems they gave their lives fighting the Reapers.
This monastery's out of the way. What do the Reapers want with Ardat-Yakshi?
Nothing good.
Anything useful?
A floor plan marked with the nav point location of a bomb. It's inside the Great Hall.
So the Commandos started the purge after all.
Ardat-Yakshi or not, evacuating this place would have saved a lot of lives. If there's no survivors, let's get to the Great Hall and set off that bomb.
Yeah. Nice view. They did a really good job sort of pushing tension of this place. It is really, really creepy.
Very good. I almost didn't hear you.
Samara!
It has been some time, Shepard. You are a most welcome sight. The corruption here runs deep.
Nice music.
I assume you're here on your own, Justicar. Perhaps for something special? You are correct. 2 of my daughters live here, and I have come for them. Unfortunately, the Reapers had already infested this place by the time I arrived.
Samara is once again voiced by Maggie Baird, who is very good. And the music here is really, really cool. I really dig this.
You met me hunting down your other Ardat-Yakshi daughter. Are these ones just as dangerous?
Valer and Rila have followed the monastery's rules ever since they arrived. They've shown no inclination toward violence.
And you're here to save them?
They are my responsibility. And it's one that cannot be abandoned, even as our galaxy crumbles.
Let's go together. Maybe your daughters can tell us why the Reapers hit this place.
I suspect they will have much to tell us. It has been centuries since I last saw them. We're out of time. We'll meet again. I will draw these creatures off.
Wait! Let's go.
My name is Tashia Pore. I'm wounded. Bad. Give this to my bondmate, Weshra. Asked her to go to the Citadel and tell Weshra I love her. Tell her way we fought, I was an idiot. Didn't mean any of it, Wishra. Want you to have everything of mine, okay? Love you. I love you so.
Aww. Well, that's sad. So now we've got a last message to deliver. I should mention, if in Mass Effect 2 you sided with Morinth over Samara, you won't find her here. You will find a couple of messages that Morinth sent to her sisters. But Morinth herself does not appear. Which is, yeah. Kind of cheap.
This place is enormous. There must have been thousands of people living here.
I haven't seen any survivors.
Me neither. And I bet most of them were civilians.
Here, let's give it a try. I may end up pushing it back down to normal. I had no idea. How long did I have it on casual? Jeez.
What is that?
Banshees. A fun new enemy. What the hell just... What just took her down? Like, seriously, she just seems to fall. Lash is fun.
That used to be a person. An Asari. What have the Reapers done?
What they do to everybody. Yeah, I'll say now, Banshees are probably the scariest enemy you will fight. The scream alone, like just the scream on its own, is enough to make them horrible. But that's not even the worst thing about them. They teleport. They fire, they throw around biotic blasts. The fact that they warp makes them tough to target. And if they get in close enough, they will actually just one-hit KO. They will just straight up kill your squad mates with a melee attack. Jeez, her biotics are pretty pathetic. That's how you do it.
Mother, you came. As soon as I was able.
Falaire!
This is Falaire, my youngest. She and her sister Rila are Ardat-Yakshi. They have
Mother, they have Rila.
What?
I saw some of those creatures take her into the Great Hall. I've been trying to get there.
What are the Reapers doing here?
Harvesting us. They're turning us into those monsters. Please, you can't let that happen to Rila.
I won't, it'll be fine.
The Asari thought the Ardat-Yakshi were to blame for the attack.
This is our home. Most of us are grateful to be here. The monastery is a place Ardat-Yakshi can achieve peace.
Falaire speaks truthfully, Shepard. I vouch for her words, with pride.
Little smile from Falaire. Probably some tension. She's probably got some mixed feelings about her mom, but still feels nice when your mom is proud of you, I guess.
Then we have to find Rila fast. The Great Hall has a bomb in it.
A bomb? What, didn't you come to rescue people?
We'll try, but we can't leave this place standing, Falaire.
You sound like the commandos. They didn't stop to help anyone.
Falaire?
I'm sorry.
Not wrong, though.
Falaire!
Ooh. Very nice float
The Great
down.
Hall. She's looking for Rila.
Also another very nice float down.
We'll meet you there.
Please be swift.
For some reason, I thought there was a line there where Shepard asks if Kaidan could do that little float down thing. Maybe if I'm guessing probably if Samara's not here.
You'd need a crowbar to pry those doors open. This place was beautiful before the Reapers came.
Yeah, I guess probably if Samara isn't here, then when Falaire does that float down, maybe that's when Shepard asks Kaidan if he can learn to do that, with Kaidan responding, not in the next 10 seconds.
Jethro, this is Galay. I've blocked extranet access. We don't need the students panicking about these Reaper rumors. Still, it will not hurt to tally our supplies. Please bring me an inventory before evening prayer. I'll contact Cessia later tonight to inquire what set the Asari to war. Go in peace.
Alright. Oh, jeez, what hit me? Jeez, that was another one-hit kill.
Jethro, this is Galay. I've blocked extranet access. We don't need the students panicking about these Reaper rumors. Still, it will not hurt to tally our supplies.
It's weird that there's no... barrier generator, but obviously it... Disciple. Disciple, I am not going to look at just now. I'll wait until... I think it's a shotgun anyway. I'll look at it another time. It's a pretty decent shotgun. It's fairly light. So, definitely got its uses in combat. So if you want to be able to use shotguns, but you tend to, but you also want to have quick cooldowns, the Acolyte works pretty well. Jethra, I had the new girl put in a holding chamber. The Jessica who brought her to us, Jessica Fora, said she had trouble convincing the prisoner coming to the monastery was necessary. This may explain why the girl lashed out at her guards. She's lucky Fora wasn't here for that. The Jessicar's code would have demanded an execution. I'll question some other Justicars on the level of coercion Fora is permitted to use by the code. This isn't the first time her captors arrived here terrified out of their wits, but it will certainly be the last. Matriarch Galley. Galley cares. Jethra, I looked over this year's candidates for supervised visits to Thessia. I'm approving everyone but Yanis. She's impulsive, cunning, and worst of all, a romantic. Find me a worse combination to let outside our walls. I find it suspicious she was even nominated. Let's look into that, and pray it's not Yanis manipulating another infatuation. It takes a great deal of time and effort to persuade Thessia's government to let our best students visit their own homeworld. Unless Yanis matures, she won't be among them. Poor Yanis. Yeah, I think somewhere around here is where you find one of the messages from Morinth. I think the above the entrance, that first hall where you come in, where it's all dark and everything. I think one of the things is there, and one of the emails is there, and the other one somewhere along here, somewhere around here. Banshees. Still scary. All right. One good thing about Banshees is that they do disintegrate on death. Actually, I'm not sure if that's actually a good thing. Or if that just makes them scarier. But yeah, they do disintegrate on death. But yeah, they're really tough. Barrier and armor. So they take a lot of damage. And they move really fast. And they can one-hit kill you. And they're just the worst. So that's where we're going.
It doesn't feel right seeing dead soldiers in a monastery.
Asari High Command couldn't take a chance with Ardat-Yakshi. Something had to be done.
Sending commandos with explosives is more damage control than a real plan, Lyra.
I suppose damage control is a plan of sorts. Alright, so this is going to be another tough fight. Coming up right here. As well. You don't get credits for the medical stations. I'm actually gonna hold off.
There's the bomb.
And Falere.
Rila, wake up! Falere, Rila cannot hear us. Look, she's still alive. I know, but I am afraid Rila is not well. Rila's not one of them yet. She can't be. She just needs to wake up.
Her eyes are wide open.
Rila? Rila, can you hear me?
And music doesn't really sell the tension.
Because they've begun to turn her into one of the Reaper's creatures.
I'm sorry. Can we set off that bomb?
Not without a detonator.
Commandos would have had one. We've got to find it.
But before we get the chance for that,
Later.
Oh, jeez, where did she come from? Yeah, run away, run away, run away! Get away from me!
That's the last one. For now. Let's get back to that bomb.
Alright. Now I might as well pick up the medkits. I was saving them for if I needed them during that fight. Hate those things. Hate banshees. Luckily, you don't encounter them in too many missions, but they are never fun. Horizon, clear.
Go. Take the elevator. Rila, what are you doing? It's too late for me. There are hundreds coming. Just go.
Move!
No! Rila! I love you. Rila!
No. Sisterly love. Samara, maybe you should grab your daughter. Yep. They are gross. Seeing them close up, even worse. They are disgusting. Yeah, this is what they do.
We're not your slaves.
She went out like a boss. It's gotta count for something, right? This part you gotta be real ready for the interrupt.
Rila, there wasn't even time to say goodbye.
Few can break the Reaper's hold. Rila's will was extraordinary, as was her love for you.
We left her to die.
Rila made her choice, and it has reminded me of what is truly important. Why I swore I'd lay down my life.
What is that?
Falair, the code demands an Ardat-Yakshi cannot live outside a monastery that no longer exists.
Uh-oh.
What are you doing? I'm sorry, Shepard. By the Justicar's code,
There is only one way to save Valere.
Mother, no!
My daughters, you were all so much stronger than...
Nope.
Let go.
Ooh.
What are you doing?
Fulfilling the code.
By throwing your life away?
I won't kill my last daughter.
You won't have to.
Valere?
I'll stay here. Home. No matter what's become of it.
Without a proper monastery,
I could have left any time. I don't need a building to honor my own code. And if the Reapers return, they won't take me alive. I promise.
then the code permits you to stay, as you are.
Well, that's not awkward at all.
Once this war is over, and if I am able, I will visit, as a Justicar should.
A Justicar.
I'd understand if you wanted to help Valere rebuild a home here.
It must wait now that I can help oppose the Reapers. I'll speak with Valere, then join your forces. If you'll have me, of course.
I'd be honored.
The honor is mine, my friend.
Sadly, she doesn't rejoin your team. Otherwise, I would have done this a while ago.
Bring in the shuttle.
Right, Commander. I'll just follow the smoke.
Yeah, if you don't take that Paragon interrupt, she kills herself.
Commander. We had no idea the situation had deteriorated so quickly.
That's why I set off the bomb.
There are no Ardat-Yakshi left.
May the Ardat-Yakshi find rest. What the Reapers did to them was monstrous. I had another team of commandos headed to the Monastery who I can now formally transfer to Admiral Hackett's command. They'll serve you loyally, Commander. Farewell.
Almost back up to 100,000 credits. Nice. Asari commandos train from an early age to control their minds and bodies, seeking the ultimate economy of thought and movement. They are taught that each shot and each decision be made without hesitation. While exact training methods vary among teams, all commandos are consummate professionals. Their ambushes, quick strikes, and clever tactics have bested larger, well-armed units in thousands of recorded conflicts. And Samara! The Justicars are an ancient Asari order dedicated to finding and punishing those who would harm others. They rigidly adhere to the Justicar Code, a comprehensive, complicated list of laws. By assaulting the innocent, slaughtering the helpless, and refusing to acknowledge any authority above themselves, the Reapers are an affront to nearly everything the Code stands for. The Justicar Samara has set aside all other responsibilities, pledging to stop the Reapers, even if it kills her. I would hope so. So yeah, hell of a mission. Horrifying new enemies. Just utterly horrifying.
Unread messages at your private terminal, Commander. The Crucible Project received some new tech from the Asari government.
I'm glad they've decided to help the war effort.
Everybody has to fight now, no matter how pretty you are. I learned that the hard way. Commander?
So modest. But she is very pretty.
Glad you talked Samara down.
I never thought I'd see her flinch from her duty.
I don't know. On one hand, that code's all she's had to live by for, God, centuries. And the galaxy goes to hell. The old rules don't cut it anymore. I mean, we're cutting some corners, right?
A few.
Well, the Alliance can always court-martial us after we save the galaxy.
I'm not cutting many corners.
What are you doing, Edie?
Monitoring reports of proton storms and other space weather. With the Reapers attacking the comm buoy systems, critical warnings may be lost.
How bad are these storms?
If we are warned, not bad. If we are not warned, very bad.
Thanks for the info, Edie.
Hello, Shepard.
Wait, I thought there was... Just realizing, I thought there was supposed to be a conversation where Joker asked Liara about if anything had been heard about his family. Headed for the front lines, from Samara. Shepard, I finished my business on Lessus. I would offer to travel once again with you on the Normandy, but the code dictates I join the fight where it is most dire. While you do your essential work, I will do my best to help hold the front. Before I depart, I'll return to the Citadel for a short time to prepare. If it does not interfere with your duties, come find me there. From Corrine Lamaeus. Commander Shepard, as of an hour ago, Asari High Command has assigned my squad to support you. We will ride with the Second Fleet until it's time to deploy. If you'll allow me a personal note, I knew a few of the commanders who went down to that monastery. Nothing will bring them back. But hearing that place went up in smoke is the only good news I've heard in weeks. Ready to serve, Captain Corrine Lamaeus. Monastery. It was horrible to see the Ardat-Yakshi like that. Thank you for taking the time to destroy the monastery. Liara. Challenges to be overcome. I will enjoy fighting the Reapers. I tire of duties that test my resolve, and not my courage.
That was a rough mission. The Reapers are an ingenious and ruthless enemy. Poor Rila. Ingenious and ruthless. The worst kind. Never met a real Ardat-Yakshi. Not that I know of, anyway. I think I dodged a bullet there. Seriously, I think I would have been a goner.
I don't think I ever mentioned this, but if you sided with Morinth in Mass Effect 2, I don't know if I ever went into detail, but she'll replace Samara. She pretends to be Samara on missions and usually in the ship. She will hit on you, and you actually have the option of trying to mate with her. It is a game over.
Good to see you.
Because no duh.
Everybody was fighting the Rachni, trying to push them back through the relay. Finally, the Krogan were turned loose and stopped them.
I see.
But when the Krogan rebelled, we had to deploy the genophage to stop them. Wasn't the only rebellion. 1,000 years later, the Geth revolted against the Quarians. That was a whole other war. Then along came the humans. My own people tangled with them for a while, and now, to top it all off, we've got the Reapers. What about you?
The Ouroboros fought the Densorin. The Andoromai conquered the Vandomar, and the Jatil turned against the Jar.
So, I guess nobody really ever gets their act together.
The Sinreal claimed to have found the path to eternal peace.
What happened?
The Ditaka preferred war and wiped them out.
I hope you guys had alcohol.
Some of the crew seem shocked by the monstrosities we have encountered. They haven't seen what the Reapers could corrupt after 100 years. That was our war. Every battle conjured a new nightmare. This human holds such childish views of war. Your species has much to learn. Commander.
It's a brilliant tactic, when you think about it.
But it's evil.
When has that ever mattered in war?
Yeah, but converting other life forms into Reapers? I can't wrap my head around that.
Makes sense to me. It ensures you never run out of cannon fodder, eliminates any local resistance, And for every soldier you add, your enemy loses two. The one you converted, and his buddy on the other side who can't pull the trigger on a friend.
You sound like you admire them.
Same way I admire a virus or a thresher maw. They've adapted perfectly to their situation.
But the Reapers want to destroy us.
And I have no intention of letting them. But if you don't respect your enemy's capabilities, you're in for one nasty surprise after another. Samara's the kind of soldier we need in this war. Nothing gets in her way. I just hope I'm not in her way someday. That woman means business.
Yep.
Now it's a mutated Asari. The Reapers are just a giant nightmare factory that never ends. I can only imagine what the Reapers are doing to the Drell, or the Hanar, or the Vorcha. This could get a lot worse before it gets better.
Sadly, we don't see any Reaperified versions of any of them. Or Alcor, or Volus, or anyone else. Or even Solarians. We never see Solarian husks either.
Another time, maybe.
That feels like one of the biggest missed opportunities to me is no Solarian husks.
Thank you for the data packet. The results are available on the Information Network terminal.
Poor Rila. But I'm glad she set off that bomb, Shepard.
You're not upset the monastery was destroyed?
No. Not after what I saw. I don't care that they were Ardat-Yakshi. To be turned into such creatures, nobody deserves that. Perhaps we can talk later.
Matriarch Galley was an Asari of some importance, with connections to Asari High Command and the Council itself. Her electronic signature can be used once before security protocols realize it has been activated by someone else. Galley's contacts can open elite training facilities for reconditioning soldiers, or, on behalf of the Asari Embassy, grant someone a discount at all Citadel stores. Obviously, the discount isn't really very useful to me at this point. I've already bought pretty much everything I need to buy, and yeah. So, power damage bonus. Alright, Javik's not down here.
So, no regrets over fighting the Reapers on a human ship?
Hey, the Normandy's design was part Turian, remember?
You know what I mean.
No, somebody has to keep you from giving all the Dextros a bad name.
That's right. I remember you chastising me on behalf of my species for losing our homeworld to the Geth.
I never said that.
Would you like me to send you an audio recording?
No, I hate listening to recordings of myself. My voice never comes out right. Listen, about what I said.
Forget it.
No, I was wrong. I was young, and I was wrong about your people. Oh, and about you.
Oh, thanks.
How about you? You ever mind serving on an all-human ship?
It's not all human, as long as you're here.
Yep.
Commander?
All good, Commander. Nothing to report, Commander.
Talk to you later.
Yeah, Tally absolutely has a thing for Garrus.
So, are you doing a story on the Asari who were turned into Reaper creatures?
The Ardat-Yakshi? No.
I think that story would be perfect for you. The hidden dark side of the most beautiful race in the galaxy.
We have a huge Asari audience. If I do that story, I could lose them.
That seems a bit like pandering.
Ever seen how fast an e-democracy can abandon its allies?
No.
If I do my job, you won't. Commander.
the next time you blow up a monastery, let me know you've left the premises, okay? I worry about you.
I mean, look at all the things I blow up, and only one of the explosions has actually killed me.
Ma'am?
All the explosions I get caught up in, and only one has actually managed to kill me. I'm fine.
Hey.
Alright. I was gonna hit the Citadel. I suppose I'll save hitting the Citadel for the next episode. I will do a little bit more exploring here. And hey, my ship noises are back. They were gone for a little while there.
I found something.
Only the one thing here? Carcosa was thought to be a naturally occurring hothouse planet until an Asari expedition discovered palatial ruins on its barren surface. Likely the seat of an ancient city, the crumbling edifice dates back more than 2.7 million years. The only intact chamber appears to be a throne room, overlooking a large depression believed to have once been an enormous lake. There is evidence that the people of Carcosa polluted their planet until it became uninhabitable, triggering a runaway greenhouse effect and spoiling the planet's freshwater supply. Research into the planet's long history will have to wait. Asari scientists evacuated when word of the Reaper attack reached the system, leaving behind data drones to explain their findings to anyone who survives. The Library of Asha. I don't even remember. Oh, hey, wow. Oh. Halley is an orange dwarf star, the cool companion to Ageu, a yellow-white F-class star that is the primary source of mass and light in the system. Hey. Oh. And there's another random thing over here. Neargas is an icy planet far from the system's twin suns. Star charts indicate that Neargas once orbited the binary star in a figure 8 pattern that proved too unstable to maintain. The planet is now hurtling out of the system. Neat. Why does Carcosa ring a bell?
Signal confirmed.
Full up on fuel. The most temperate planet in the solar system, Sthenia, is a terrestrial world with a light atmosphere of nitrogen and argon. Asari from neighboring Strategos built mining operations around the southern pole after discovering mountains with veins of iridium and osmium. Guessing that's another fuel depot that I don't need right now. The dense atmosphere of nitrogen and carbon monoxide has turned Zosteros into a hothouse of enormous windstorms that blow toxic gases non-stop. Its most valuable deposits are cobalt and polonium, which netted it the number 3 spot on a list of amazingly poisonous planets on the popular vid show Your Awesome Galaxy. Neat! The Reapers appear to have destroyed the camera drones here, as well as any scientific stations the Asari may have maintained. And that presumably is also a... So I will come back here, probably near the end of the game. I'll pick up the remaining fuel depots. Largely frozen ice, except for liquid seas at the equator, Strategos has the coldest winters of any Asari colony, taking it down near the second tier of habitability. Strategos colonists are a hardy bunch, using the freezing winter months to test whether newcomers have what it takes to carve out a life on the planet. Strategos colonists are fighting the Reapers in a guerrilla war, their best resource being submarine vehicles that can slip under the sea ice to mask their heat. Unfortunately, these have not proven good tools for taking back population centers from the Reapers, and for now the colonists will have to be satisfied with commando actions to harass their synthetic oppressors. Well, good on them for that. Intact Reaper weapon. The rock and ice planet Atis' position was ideal for collecting data on extrasolar activity. According to star charts, the Asari had a small, VI-run system of satellites in geosynchronous orbit with the planet. This system broadcast the first warning that Reapers had come through the mass relay, and mangled metal around the planet indicates that the Reapers did not appreciate their presence being advertised. Yeah, there are some systems that don't actually really appear. The Athena Nebula. This is where Thessia is. I will be visiting Thessia soon. So, before... yeah, before... You know what? Yeah, this system has Thessia itself, I believe. Yeah, there's Thessia itself. Tavura is a hydrogen... Well, you know what? I will read all these when I'm ready to do Thessia. Let's start this direction.
I found something.
Polissa is a ringed gas giant composed of hydrogen, helium, and traces of ammonia. It has 26 moons, but the Asari extracted the most valuable resource deposits from all of them long ago. The facilities have largely been forgotten in the face of greater excitement among the system's inner planets. Hesperia period statue. Naughty is a rock planet with a crushing atmosphere. Thick clouds have created a runaway greenhouse effect, locking in the brutal heat from its yellow-white star Vernia. Much of Naughty's surface is brittle rock with deposits of molten metal. Tritogeneth. The Asari have set up research stations on the largest moon of Tritogeneth, a gas giant, in order to observe the eventual collision of Promavis and Sotera. A Reaper troop transport can be seen here, indicating that the Reapers sent a small force to capture or kill the station staff. Why they did not destroy the station outright is a mystery. It could be that the direct collision of two planets is so rare that even the Reapers wish to observe the results. Soterra's atmosphere retains a modest amount of oxygen, but it is too hot to support life that relies on liquid water. This is fortunate, because projections show that Soterra will collide with Promavis, a planet crossing its orbit, within the next 3 years. The impact is expected to pulverize both worlds while forming new asteroids and moons. The Asari have constructed research stations at safe distances to record this rare event. That does sound pretty cool. Within 3 years, Promavis will slam into a neighboring planet, Soterra, and suffer an apocalyptic transformation. Asari explorers searching for life in Promavis' hydrocarbon morass were relieved to find none. Promavis' methane-ethane atmosphere is likely to ignite when it mingles with Soterra's oxygen, and both planets will shatter under the force of the collision. Sounds pretty cool. Really spread out systems in this cluster.
Signal confirmed.
Niagalon is a hydrogen-helium gas giant. The Reapers have destroyed its fueling infrastructure. During the Lucia campaign that started the Krogan rebellions, Niagalon was the site of Krogan overlord Krennic's ultimate defeat. As his flagship was discharging its drive core and undergoing repairs, an Asari commando team snuck on board and detonated resonant warp bombs, sacrificing their lives to destroy the vessel through explosive decompression. Whatever works, I guess. And yeah, we learned a little bit about, just a little bit about that, back in the Citadel archives. The ice giant Benes is the outermost gas giant of the Tomoro system. It is likely formed much closer to the system's star and migrated outward over time. A debris field of scrap metal near the planet suggests Reapers have been here. The Krogan rebellions began in the Asari colony of Lucia. After centuries of unabated expansion, the Krogan finally forced the Council's hand when they tried to annex this world. Aware that in a generation, Lucia could be a staging base for an invasion of Thessia, the Council came to the colony's defense. They cut the Krogan supply lines off at Thessia's mass relay and inflicted heavy casualties. Their Krogan here surrendered, but others across the galaxy were enraged. Lucia became the catalyst for a much greater war. More than a millennium later, Lucia finds itself once again in danger. Though the Asari have lost the high ground of space, the colony's web defense grid remains at least partially functional. Land, sea, and air forces are striking wherever they can, determined to resist until the end. Colony founded 505 BCE, population 2.2 million or billion, capital Minoy. Pronoia is a methane ammonia gas giant notable for the large deposits of platinum discovered by Lucia colonists on its largest moon. Asari have been selling the precious metal, used in some medical equipment, to the Serta Foundation for less than its market value. The discount may have single-handedly saved Serta from bankruptcy, a debt that is rapidly being repaid galaxy-wide through Serta's humanitarian efforts. The Reaper present in the system has no doubt cut off supplies to the Foundation. There we go. Ooh, sorry, cruiser Nephraim.
I found something.
Nice big chunk of... pretty good. Gets me almost full on fuel again. After half the crew of a survey ship died in a freak accident, the ship's captain named this desert planet Krala after an ancient Asari demon of misfortune. Umbrella is said to delight in thwarting carefully laid plans at the last moment, tipping apparent success towards utter disaster. Legend says she only targets those whose plans are long in the making, an obvious warning against hubris for a race whose plans tend to stretch over centuries. Neat story. Neokal is a lush planet with an overabundance of photosynthetic life, leading to oxygen concentrations greater than on most Garden worlds. This is tolerable for a few hours, but soon oxygen toxicity becomes a real danger. Asari colonies here use breathers and sealable buildings. Neokal's economy centers on agribusiness and biotechnology. Many genetically modified crops have their origin here. Aware that the Reaper's plan of attack is to bombard industrial cities and enslave population centers, Neokal's soldiers and civilians alike have retreated to the planet's impenetrable jungles. A terrestrial guerrilla war may not be enough to push the Reapers off the planet, but it has proven successful at immobilizing the enemy and forcing them to commit more resources here for a little gain. Nice. Colony founded 177 CE, population 7.3 million. Capital Orolus. Thysione's surface is a desert of lime streaked with sodium banks. The only real features of note are empty calderas scattered around the fault lines, suggesting Thysione was once more geologically active. While average temperatures are near habitable, Thysione has not retained a protective atmosphere, and is thus a third-tier world unlikely to be terraformed. A Gallic. The system's only gas giant has rings laced with the faintest traces of Element Zero dust, likely from an extrasolar asteroid, pulverized by a collision with the planet's moons. Collecting and refining the Ezo in dust form is a long and costly process. The Elkos Combine sought the mineral rights to a Gallic from the matriarchs on Thessia, but the Reaper invasion stopped any deal from going through. The equipment here is undamaged by Reapers, the attack on Neokal likely taking priority. Sorry, research ships. Andy?
Signal confirmed.
There we go. Jeez. I was about to say, nothing? Scans show little of value on Nausea, aside from sizable copper deposits near the equator. The only landmark of note is the wreck of a Krogan freighter, a remnant of attacks on the system during the latter half of the Krogan rebellions. So, pretty boring planet. Good, nice chunk of fuel again. Tricolon is a small rock planet that was home to a centuries-old Asari venture called the Tiri Super Collider. This massive particle accelerator encircled the entire planet at an orbital distance. When political sea change among the Asari republics led to funding cuts, human scientists stepped in with the credits and labor to finish the project, renaming it the Susskind Super Collider. It came online just days before the Reapers invaded the galaxy. The Susskind Super Collider was referenced in Cerberus Daily News article about delays. It's a reference to the Large Hadron Collider. When the Reapers entered the system, they dispatched a swarm of capital ships toward Tricolon, treating the Super Collider as a greater threat than the Asari naval fleet station at Sanvis. They blasted it apart, sending debris hurtling to Tricolon's surface. Several ships carrying Super Collider staff escaped before the Reapers hit. Curious. Asari engineers. Yeah. Like I said, it's a reference to the Large Hadron Collider. Around the time that Mass Effect 2 was going on, or while BioWare was doing its Cerberus Daily News, there was some sort of report about the Large Hadron Collider being delayed that got referenced in an article. So, the hospitable nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere, temperate climate, and sprawling wilderness of Sandus made the planet a popular tourist destination. Large tracts of untamed forests surrounding the capital drew in millions of sightseers, game hunters, and biologists. The Asari, mindful of how rapid expansion has damaged the ecologies of other planets, restricted settlements. After destroying the colony's navy and anti-air defenses, Reapers landed infantry units to subjugate the local population. Destroyers keep watch in orbit, the capital ships apparently elsewhere fighting bigger battles. Colony founded 544, population 975 million, just shy of a billion people, not bad. Capital Ephiae. The once rich thorium reserves of Ilmnos have long since been mined out, mostly by remote Asari drones that operate well enough in the planet's heat and trace atmospheric pressure. There's little reason to visit this harsh world unless further deposits are discovered. The hydrogen-helium gas giant Xylium once provided fuel for ships flying to and from Sandus. The equipment here was noted for its efficiency. Business flourished in its orbital stations, which promised roomy bunks, hydroponic food and attention from charming Asari hostesses while ships refueled. These stations are now blasted metal. There is no fuel, aid, or comfort here. Harsh? Alright. Before I finish up, something else I need to pick up here. A little bit frustrated that I didn't manage to pick this up earlier. The first mission to Oltan, Dakuna's moon, was a century in the making. Oh, I did read this. So yeah, that's rather frustrating that I wasn't able to get that first time around. I'm gonna need to pick up more fuel soon. Luckily, I left a few. I've left a couple of empty spaces. All right. So next episode, I'm going to hit the Citadel again. Don't really have a whole lot else to do right now. Oh.
The Reaper the Citadel Banshees are the corrupted Asari often found leading a Reaper strike force. The Reapers create them specifically from Asari with active or latent predispositions to becoming Ardat-Yakshi, a rare neurological condition that enhances the Asari's biotic power while causing the immediate death of anyone she mates with. Lumbering as though in constant pain, the emaciated Banshees are surprisingly durable opponents. They are devastating biotics, able to hurl lethal balls of energy and create shock waves as they regenerate. What Alliance military finds most disturbing is the Banshee's ability to spawn her own warp field and seemingly teleport during combat. Although their whales have no apparent physiological effect, the psychological impact is undeniable. When Banshees die, their Ardat-Yakshi genetics twist against them, causing a biotic implosion to ensure they evade capture.
Yeah, so I'll need to decide whether I want to do Dr. Bryson, the Leviathan DLC, or if I want to... Yeah. I think I'm actually going to do Thessia next, actually. But for now, that's all I've got for this episode. So see you next time for another trip to the Citadel. See you then.